Just a quick video, guys. Well, I say a quick, I was hoping it'd be quick, but I was hoping to do it in real time as well, so you can just see the main things to look out for. So a big question is how to strip a beech stock, specifically lacquered. This one's a TX200, a factory finish, no major damage as such, it's a straight up refinish. The main point of the video is a lot of people ask how, what to use, and I do see, along with some good advice, a lot of bad advice. So again, apologies for the quality of the video, it's just a quick amateur video, and just to explain how amateur, I've literally got my Android phone taped to a stick stuck in my workbench, so apologies for that, but hopefully it'll help a few people out. I said basic things you need: a chemical stripper, oops, either a blunt penknife, a blunt scraper. The knife's easier, it's easier to sort of get around the curves of the stock. Some grade 4 wire wool, and if you've got checkering and stippling, very fine brass brush, soft. Now you see that I just put a first coat of stripper on, and you can see it's drying out almost immediately, but you can see some areas here where it's reacting, softening the finish up, starts to bubble. So the main thing is not to leave it unattended or wrap it in cling film for 24 hours, because it's not necessary. So when you see it drying out, simply put more stripper on. It is a messy process. This looks even more untidy because I'm trying to keep it in sort of sight of the camera. So for reference, the stripper I use is Paramore's. From my experience, one of the sort of best ones out there currently. And as you can see, just keep applying your stripper. Either use a paintbrush or one of these sort of varnish mops. So again, it's nice and wet. And once again, you can see this reaction starting to happen. And again, areas where the stripper's drying out. Again, when it's dry, just wet it again. It's the old sort of phrase I was brought up on, in my apprenticeship at least, was if it's wet it's working. And again, you can see that we're starting to get this sort of yellow browny effect there where it's bubbling through. Just keep wetting it. That's it. Too soon to scrape now because there's still areas where it hasn't started reacting, but again you can see with the time that's passed, just here specifically, if when you're trying to remove the finish it's scratching, or scratchy shall I say, as in you're having to put a lot of effort in, just quit that and keep wetting it. In no time at all the finish will just melt and be easily removable. That doesn't go for every stock because all the different lacquers and whatnot they use. Some will take longer to react than others. As you can see, they're now reacting nicely on this side. Rather than trying to rush, just keep wetting it. It does look kind of wasteful, but essentially you're trying to melt the finish from the stock so it can easily remove rather than having to put a lot of effort in scraping it off, because in doing so you can damage the wood, bruise the wood, scratch the wood, and it's not really necessary. Just keep it wet. Once again, further up here you can see the reaction happening. A couple of sections that are drying out. I've said a few times already, keep wet. Just keep re-wetting it. Also as well, in case anyone's thinking, I'm not just doing half the stock at a time for the sake of being on camera. It's just something that I do with every stock. As I say, as you see, this stripper will dry out quite quick, which we don't want. And if you're doing half a stock, it's easy to keep it all wet during the stripping process. than it is a full stock, and also it gives you something to handle without getting absolutely covered in the stuff. So I would say now, as you will notice, most of that initial finish is actually already gone, but still coming with a blunt penknife and just gently, and you'll notice that with no effort at all that finish has melted. Just go around with the penknife very gently. I say there'll be areas that are a bit more stubborn than others, and again, if you do come across anything that requires more effort, and as luck would have it, that's the shop bell, so I'm going to have to go and serve a customer. I do apologise. So it's going to be a few parts, there's no doubt. See you soon.